Hello, I'm Cecilia Vendetti, and this is a speech to persuade people to volunteer for the YWCA. I am hoping by this speech that people will be able to help victims of many violent crimes to get the support and help that they need in order for them to not feel alone and to get emotional help as well. In this country, domestic violence and other types of assault and homelessness are widely spread throughout this country and all other different types of countries. There are many women and children around the world who are suffering from starvation, abuse, and other types of violent assaults over the world. And they don't know who to turn to get help or where to get help. But this is where the YWCA comes in. They're able to help those people who need that support from the tragedies that they have recently suffered from the hands of others. The YWCA has been empowering women and children in this community for several years, since 1911. Their mission is to empower women and children, eliminate racism in the community, to help victims of domestic violence and sexual assault and homelessness to be able to find support during these difficult times, and to help them to get any kind of guidance that they need in order to rebuild their lives from these tragedies. The services that the YWCA has to offer is free counseling for survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence and child abuse. And they also have hospital accompaniment, which is where they go to the hospital to comfort survivors of violent crimes during medical examinations. They also have legal advocacy, which is to support victims and accompany them during court trials whenever a crime against them is prosecuted. And they also have support groups for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault to be able to talk about what happened to them and to be able to find coping strategies to help them to rebuild their lives following these tragedies. And they also have the 24-hour hotline for survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence, which is a hotline that is used to help comfort survivors following the aftermath of domestic violence incidents, child abuse, and sexual assault, and to provide guidance for them in any way that they can and help them to find the support that they need that they might not get from family members. The volunteer opportunities that the YWCA has to offer are that you could be part of the 24-hour hotline crisis line, and you can be able to help people over the phone and to feel better about what happened and to give them comfort and have compassion for those survivors of sexual assault, domestic violence, and child abuse. You could work at the shelter and help out at the homeless shelters that they have at the YWCA of Southampton Roads, and be able to feed and clothe the homeless, whether it's homeless women, homeless children and teenagers, single mothers, and be able to make their day a little more brighter. You could also help out the legal advocates and supporting victims of crimes during court, and help them to be able to have the support that they need in order to have the strength to go through a lengthy legal process of the crime committed against them. Also, you could volunteer to accompany victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse at the hospitals during medical examinations. I think that it's important to be able to help other people who have been through something like this, and the YWCA is able to do that. I know for myself that they were able to help me during a difficult time period of my life when I felt lost and sad, and that I didn't know how to get through each day. And they were even able to give me support when I was in the hospital several months ago. I'm hoping by this speech that I would be able to persuade people to help the victims of these violent crimes in order to stop these violent crimes from happening, and help the survivors of these crimes and the homeless that we see around the world to be able to have a better life from it. Because domestic violence and sexual assault is a widespread problem, even on campuses today, and it's not very taken seriously in campuses, in colleges, and fraternities. And I'm hoping that there will be a change, and you could be able to be that change. You could be able to stop the violence that's happening around your campus. And I'm hoping that this speech will be able to convince you to be able to help those people, whether it's through volunteering at local organizations that are against violence, or at the YWCA. It's been nice knowing you, my classmates, and this is my farewell.